60 Minutes Overtime.
This week on 60 Minutes, we spent some time with Michael Lewis, a frequent subject on our broadcast over the years. The prolific author took us inside the process of crafting his latest book, a close look at the rise and fall of cryptocurrency star Sam Bankman-Fried. Going Infinite will be available Tuesday, the same day Bankman-Fried's federal fraud trial begins in Manhattan. A lot has happened in the life of Michael Lewis since we last spoke with him in 2021, but nothing more personal than the sudden loss of his 19-year-old daughter, Dixie. This is your first book after a life event, the loss of your daughter.
Yep.
How did that impact your process?
Dixie Lee Lewis was 19 years old when she was killed in a car accident in May of 2021. When that happened, I didn't know if I ever wanted to write again. I write because it gives me pleasure, and I thought maybe I wouldn't have access to that pleasure anymore. And I kind of wondered if I would lose my powers, and it was a superstitious thing. I'd always thought that part of my identity was nothing really bad ever happened to me, that I was lucky. And it is part of my identity. I'm unbelievably lucky. The Sam Bankman-Fried story is an unbelievable stroke of luck. And so I just thought I might sound different on the page because I now knew that I would have been subjected to this other thing, this other feeling.
You said Sam's parents, in effect, feel like they're going through a loss of a child in their own way right now.
They completely feel that way. I drove with them to the jail right after he was arrested in the Bahamas, and in those moments with them, I felt like they thought I might be able to offer them advice. Barbara, his mother, on the way to the jail, she asked me, tell me something to make me feel better. And I said, you'll be amazed at how adaptable you are. You'll be shocked by the ability of your mind to adjust to the circumstances and continue on.
I wonder if someone wouldn't read this book and wonder if maybe you were feeling extra protective, extra paternal about this subject who's closer in age to Dixie than to you.
Yeah, not really. My whole strategy in responding to the death of my child boils down to a really simple thing. It's like draw a line down in the middle of the page. One side put things that make you feel better. On the other side put things that make you feel worse. Don't do those things and do those things. And it's so traumatic that just to function, you kind of need to take a pretty ruthless approach to your life. And on this side of the page, it turned out writing actually had big positive effects, like really made me feel better.
The car crash that took Dixie Lewis's life also claimed that of her boyfriend, 20-year-old Ross Schultz.
He enriched her life in so many ways. He was a total delight.
What do you want the world to know about Dixie?
She was an extraordinarily brave person, like beyond belief brave. She made big sacrifices for a future she saw. And it was heartbreaking that she didn't get that future. Underneath the bravery, she was a warrior. She was combative. But underneath it, she was just full of love. She somehow managed to preserve both these things side by side. So she was special.